look, Delos. Oh, she gets a hug.
Say hi, Delos. Oh, I missed you.
You wanna hug the boat?
Oh.
Is it just gonna smell like home?
Yeah, she always does. You did it.
We had just arrived back to Delos in Mexico, and there's nothing quite like getting back home after a long trip.
Jeez, after like, I don't know how many days, like 4 days of travel, we finally made it back to Delos. So excited.
There was no time to waste. We had a crazy long project list to tackle before we could put our home back in the water. And today's video is about just that. What does it take to keep a sailboat shipshape and able to cross oceans?
Now the work begins.
Yeah. Tackle those projects. Go sailing.
First mission, huh?
It's a big one too. This is a super important one. So this is the furler motor and the gearbox that I actually started working on before we left. And it was making a grinding noise and it just didn't sound right. And it's a real good thing I took it apart because I found a couple of major problems with it. I'm getting this motor apart here and I just took the motor cover off and look at what just came out of there. Like all this stuff, and look at that. Whoa. It's been a pain in the ass. So look at this. Can you see that? That should spin freely.
Oh, wow.
So that's a problem. I mean, that's all just rusty and got nasty stuff in there. And then the same thing with the motor. It really makes some terrible noises. In fact, it won't even spin. This motor is no longer available. The thing is, it's a super old piece. It's original on the boat, and so you really can't find parts for it anymore. When I was reading the Amel Yacht Forum, they kind of said like, this thing was produced in the 80s and 90s by a one-man machine shop in Switzerland. He retired like 20 years ago, and then it says, treat it with care. Because you really can't get any new parts for it. So I got a hold of the Swiss man, and I got him to dig parts out of his basement. It was quite expensive, about $3,000 to get the spare parts, but I don't care. So I got that new piece with new bearings. I've got these bearings right here to replace that one. So all of these pieces, he sort of dug out of his basement for me. It was really funny because I had to do everything. He only speaks French. And so I had to do everything Google Translate into French. It was quite
Cher monsieur, je m'appelle Brian et j'ai un Amel Super Maramu. Je m'excuse pour mon mauvais français. J'espère que Google Traduction ira bien.
This is the part that I'm really actually proud of. So this is the equivalent motor now, and you can see the difference. It has a 2-bolt mount pattern instead of this giant 3, so there's no way to kind of get this to mount here. And so what I did is I reached out to our patrons, and I seriously, within about 5 minutes, I had somebody that said, hey, I'm a mechanical engineer, I work in robotics, I can help you design this part. And this is what we came up with. So the patron's name was Chris. Thank you so much for designing this. It turned out beautifully. Our other friend is Jeff. Jeff Miller has a machine shop, and he took the steps file and put it into his little CNC machine and spit out this beautiful thing.
That is cool? Wild that you actually designed this away. You didn't have this motor. You didn't have
we did all the measurements, and we did it all over just like phone calls and WhatsApp and stuff. I'm just cleaning it up, getting all the stuff out, getting all the old grease out, and then I'll start putting it back together. Whether it's all greased up,
it's great.
All the new bearings and seals and gears and everything are inside, and everything is fitting really good. It's so smooth now. Look at that.
Like butter.
Like butter. Last thing I gotta do is mount the motor on it. Ooh, sweet.
Wow.
Like a glove, huh?
Yeah.
And now the last thing I need to do is paint it, make it look all pretty. So I'm just gonna prime it real quick. I've got it all taped off. I've got it hanging here so that I can paint the whole thing without having to like move it, mess it up with my fingerprints and stuff. Paint it in one go. Prime paint. We'll be in business. God dang it, just finished painting it and not one but two flies landed right in the paint. I got the other one out, but of course, anytime you touch it now that it's drying, it makes a huge mess. So I painted over that. I'm just gonna leave this guy. I'm gonna pull him off when it's dried. That's a crappy way to die though. Stuck in paint, oh well. So today's mission is to put the furler on that I painted the other day, and I've got two helpers today.
Hello.
We've got Mike, we've got Devin. So here's the procedure. Basically, we're gonna get the furler on, which means we need to loosen the forestay, and we actually need to take the main mast and like rock it forward a little bit to give us slack to get the pin in, because the forestay actually goes through the center of the furler is the whole reason. So we're gonna loosen this guy. This is the backstay for the main, and then we'll loosen the forestay up there. I've got a couple of halyards up there. We'll just crank those down real tight. I did this by myself one time, so with you guys it should be easy peasy.
I got it. Got it?
Oh wow.
We got it on there. So that pin is in, and so now basically it's a matter of lining it up and then tightening it. We're making progress, I feel. Almost there. I thought that was it.
Did it move again?
Can't find the hole.
Oh.
Damn it.
That's what she said. Found it. Where'd you go?
Found the hole.
That's what she said.
I think we're in pretty good shape here.
That's what she said.
Hey guys, a lot of the products that we're using in today's video are supplied by Total Boat. They have a really cool and huge product selection line, and their team is super knowledgeable. You can check out their website by clicking the link in the description below, or just by visiting svdelos.com/totalboat. And if you do, you'll get a nice little discount on their website, and you'll be supporting our project at the same time. Thanks very much for watching, and back to the show.
Morning, we're in our beautiful coconut house again that our patron Tom is letting us stay at his house. It's a super beautiful morning and we're ready to go back to the boat. So what do you have planned for today, Brian?
Today is the day that I'm gonna finish the furler.
Oh really?
It's gonna happen.
Wow, that's exciting.
That is an ambitious endeavor.
But we're just loving this house. It's so nice to stay somewhere kind of like off the boat and off the boatyard.
It's amazing
and
because I can take the boat apart without having to put it back together and put all my tools away and make it livable at the end of every day, which...
And Sierra is loving it because she has all this room to roam around. So yeah, it's really nice. But now we're going back to the boat. It's not a long commute to the boat. It's about like 10 minutes or something like that.
Minutes. Nice drive.
Yeah.
Pretty chill.
Daily commute begins. Bye. Bye bye house. See you later. The boat is pretty much filled with stuff. Boat projects and like boxes and sails that were taken off and all that. So it's definitely really nice to be able to stay somewhere else, especially with Sierra.
After spending all day yesterday putting that furler on and tightening it down and getting everything perfect, when I went to attach the foil, I discovered that the inner part that the foil goes through, basically this part, is a different design. So here's the old one. You can see how it has 3 holes. Those 3 holes line up with the holes on this part that holds the foil, and it's too long, so the foil wouldn't sit all the way in there because this part is about that much too long. Spent this morning taking it apart again, basically undoing everything that I did yesterday. Now we're drilling and cutting. 3 hours later, we're in business. Back on again. We only lost a full day of productivity because of that, but it's lining up good. We're gonna lower the foil down ease that very ever so slowly. Yep, perfect speed. A little bit more, a little bit more. Okay, hold right there. Oh yeah. The other way. We're gonna call that good. Yeah, that motor is a different sound. It's a lot whinier. Anyways, I'm happy with it. It's a good noise. Yeah, it's a good noise. It'll sound different when it's loaded up too and there's a sail and some load on it. But for now, it's smooth, it's straight, it's running at the right RPM.
Yes, good job, Ryan.
Morning, back at it today. One of the things that's super, super nice about staying in the house that we're staying at is we're not living on the boat, which means that I can take all the systems offline, which usually doesn't happen because normally like we need to use the toilets and the sinks and everything else. So this is a project I've wanted to do for a while. Like this is the main saltwater manifold. Here's the manifold that supplies the water maker and the toilets and the sinks and everything. And so pretty much right now the boat is not in livable condition, but it gives me a chance to get all this stuff off of here and really go through it without having to put it all back together in one day, which is cool because look at this. That is pretty much just clogged with barnacles. Like literally the whole thing is just full of these. So the way this works is the salt water comes in here. This is the one through hole in the boat. It goes through a filter. It goes through here. This connects to this guy like that, which then goes to like the deck wash down. I think this is the water maker. This is for the toilets. I can't remember what this one is for. Maybe air conditioning or something like that. And then this goes to the generator. And this is cooling water for the main engine. So it all gets distributed out of one through hole, which is super cool. But it also means if this is clogged, then we got restricted water and everything. I also noticed what looks like a little leak. Maybe there's a pinhole. This thing is really well constructed, but it's old. So I'm gonna clean all this up, make sure that it's all good, and then get it all shiny, look at it, maybe run some barnacle buster through it. So this is a part that broke in Puerto Vallarta. This is the part that broke. So I had one of these on board and I replaced that. But this part, which is the nipple, they only had in normal steel. And that was a few months ago, but it is completely corroded away. Just over a few months, it just, like the metal just turns into this like powder. It's really crazy. I mean, you never know, another year or two, this thing could have completely corroded away, and then you've got this basically a big hole in the boat through the water. Here's the new one, proper marine quality one. So.
Actually a really nice neighborhood, and super cool to be able to take Sierra to this little park just a few minutes away from the house. It has a few swings and a slide, and we spend like an hour or two here a day and just chill out, walk around a little bit. I wonder what that is doing right now. Probably upside down in a bilge somewhere.
And then I've been working on some of the stuff in the engine room, which has been also frustrating to no end. You know, a lot of these projects depend on each other. And so I've been down here and, you know, while I have everything apart, fixing that manifold, the manifold's back in, I got it remounted. Been working with the air conditioning. That's been really the most frustrating thing. I spent all day yesterday trying to chase down why I'm getting low flow through this thing. what's happening is I'm just not getting enough water pumped through the system to suck the heat out and blow it out the side of the boat. And so basically I spent most of yesterday going from unit to unit to unit. There's 3 units in the boat, one in the bow, one in the salon, and one in the aft cabin. And they all run in series, so the water gets pumped from here into the back one, and then into the salon, and then forward, and then out. And so if there's a clog anywhere in the system, it affects all 3 of them. I let it sit for 3 days in Barnacle Buster, and still no improvement. And so now I have a snake. I'm gonna just start snaking it through there, but it's so frustrating. I've just decided to give it a rest, and I think I need a morale booster. So I'm gonna do something easy today. I've got the spare parts for the generator, that oil sender unit that went bad. I'm gonna pop that in there. Let's hope that goes smooth. These are the toilet pumps. I've got them remounted up here. I've got new hoses in, and then at least I can check 2 things off my list, which I think will make me feel a little bit less frustrated and better about my progress. Because honestly, if things keep on taking as long, you know, this is my 8th, 9th, 10th day back. If things keep on going at this pace, like, I don't know, we're gonna be late getting out of here. Anyway, that's the state of affairs. I'm gonna turn on my tunes. I'm gonna put the camera down for a little while, and I'm just gonna do something so I can check it off the list, get my spirits up.
Hope you're enjoying all the boat work so far. I just wanted to let you guys know that all our videos are available ad-free on our Patreon site. So if this seems interesting to you, just head on over to patreon.com/svdalos or click the link below. I'll put it there as well. And yeah, just a huge shout out to all of you that are supporting the videos. It means the world to us. And yeah, back to the boat work. One thing that I find is really difficult when we're in project mode like this is like, I'm not really able to participate too much in like the boat work. I've been able to help Brian like sporadically a little bit, but it's always something, and like it's really hard to have Sierra in like the boat when it looks like this. We're getting so much more work done at the moment, right, Sierra? Yeah. It's impossible. I'm kind of like torn between like, you know, Sierra and then doing boat work and wanting to do so many things. But today everything is changing because Mormor is coming today, Sierra. Yeah, Mormor is coming. Yeah. So my mom booked a last minute ticket and she actually got a super good deal. That means that I will have 1.5 weeks of like being able to basically be on the boat pretty much every day and just like work on project with Brian. And I also have like my own list of stuff. Really exciting. Mom is coming, and yeah, she will be here pretty soon. Who's that? More! We have waited. There! It's our boat! Är det din båt där?
Ja!
Ja!
Nej, det är
Åh, vad längtat efter dig! Oj! En hund, en katt, en hund och en clown.
Nej, du är munnen!
Wait for me! Wait for me! Did it! Did it! Wait for me!
Yeah, we've been on a hard for a little while, and guess what's full?
Well, I don't think it's full.
I think it's full.
Oh no.
Yes.
Literally.
Let's put some tape around it to make it a real tight fit, and then we'll shove it up there.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
All right, you can let it go. It's just.
Yeah, no, this is good speed.
Oh, she says that's a good speed.
That's what she said.
It's about halfway.
That's what. If you say that's what she said one more time, I'm gonna pop you.
That wasn't that cool.
It's 2.5 gallons.
It smells fucking awful. Oh my god. At least our neighbors left today. Great neighbors. Well, that was great. Great job, everybody.
Turned out okay. Could have gone a lot worse.
It could have gone a lot worse. Okay, and it's done. Whew, that was a big one.
Well, our poop tanks were empty, but there was still a ton of work to get done. The project list wasn't shrinking nearly fast enough, so it was time to call in the big guns.
All right, so I flew in yesterday. Today's gonna be my first full day back in the swing of things, and I'm sure there's a good long checklist from there. So getting an early morning start and getting going on this thing.
Up next on Delos, Ryan gets to it straight away by repainting my crappy paint job on the furler. And we begin to chip away at the project list one by one.
Here, we are actually not even on electric powers.
Do your little butt wiggle now. That's a nice whistle.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
One touch represents Solomon Island people say. We people start originally from my homeland. Like my old man said, there's nothing impossible. So we